Welcome to the Strenuous Life Radio podcast that deals with skills and topics that leaders and entrepreneurs can deal with to live the strenuous life. And now here's your guest host, Jimmy. Yes, I wanted to give JR some time off because this is a topic I personally need to cover. And there is going to be a video about it on YouTube. You know, isn't it something? You try to search for ways on Google to find ways to get off of government benefits. And what does Google do? I said I wasn't going to go political, but maybe I will go a little bit social political. Like a lot of the dang big tech companies. They're going to promote you staying on government benefits. Like socialism, okay? And as you know, this program, the Strenuous Life Radio, none of these programs on the James Hendrick Empowerment Network are going to recommend socialism, okay? Because it's bunk. It's bull. Because the programs, the podcasts on this show are more about freedom. Now, the one of the faith-based programs, Father Michael's Ministries, has a different philosophy than the rest of the network. But that's okay. We can be okay with that. All right? Now, listen. I know it may sound strange, but I want you guys to try to understand. Not everybody wants to stay on government benefits the rest of their lives. And I know some people have gotten aggravated at me and said, Jimmy, what's got into your craw? Why are you so insistent on getting off of government benefits? You want to know why? Because when I was, one morning, when I was in consumer math class, the teacher held us back for a couple of minutes, around the time of bell. And she said, now look, I want you guys to promise me something. Whenever you can, get off of federal assistance. She said, because it'll never catch up with inflation. Of course, she gave the pat answer, which is go out there and get a good education and get you a good job. Which the problem is like, well, okay, I could get that because, my granddad was dying and I thought that the entrepreneurial spirit in me would die. Nope. Don't work that way. In fact, I'm going to say this. I think entrepreneurship is the best way out of poverty. One of the best ways to get off of government assistance. And you may say, well, Jimmy, what's the big deal? Why are you against being on government assistance? I say this. Even if you can just exercise your mind to do some work, and you have the mindset to want to get off of them, get off of them. But yet, our current political climate, the drumbeat of socialism is stay on them, we'll offer more. But you know what the problem is? There's a catch. There always is a catch when it comes to government benefits. And don't tell me that there ain't. Okay? I've been on supplemental security benefits for the past, this March will be 35 years. And I'm sorry, but I'm an eagle, and these wings want to spread and fly above all this crap that we're being fed today, politically. And to be honest with you, that's why the James Hendrick Empowerment Network and the James A. Hendrick School of Leadership is taking a break from politics. Because there comes a point sometimes when, the dust is settled. Too many people are sitting there demanding change. And then when it comes in the package they want, they sit there and hiss and moan about change. Sit there and sulk. Getting off of federal benefits means that you stretch yourself. I'm sorry. I was raised a bit differently by a grandfather who insisted that I stretch myself, who insisted that I tried new things. Let me tell you something. I took what old granddad had to say to heart, okay? Because I was raised in a rough and tumble oil environment. My granddad was a mechanic, and he spent 5 of the last 6 years of his life running his own front-end alignment mechanic shop. And his theme was always talking to me at the dinner table. Try some new things, boy. Try some new things. And you know what? I'm glad he raised me that way. I would always perk up when Granddad would give this talks, Kids these days, they won't try any good new things that are good. and here I am, about to be 53 years old in a couple months, and I'm like, dang, that man was right. Of course, I never had reason to doubt my granddad. Unless he was like, and well, I'm not going to go into the history, but here's the thing. Here's what you need to know. You need to know that if you want to live a strenuous life, you want to get off the dole. You need to get off the dole. Okay? I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm making this a two-parter because we got to talk about this. Okay? It's like I told you, and people don't understand this. And it's like my sister and my best friend's sister over this past weekend, they told me, they said, now look here. Those people that don't want you to stretch your wings, they're idiots. They said, you need to stretch yourself. Because, see, some people think, well, it's okay to stay on the benefits. But my sister, she may not know everything because she was still pretty young when my grandfather died. But she knew enough to know that, Granddad raised me to stretch myself. And so if I'm calling myself to stretch myself, I'm going to say something. If you're on federal benefits and you want better life, you want a better life. Otherwise, why would you be listening to the Strenuous Life Radio? Then you should. You should stretch it out. You should make the difference. Go the distance. Let me tell you something. I have found a company that I wanted to go to that's going to help me start my own business and just be top-notch Jedi, man. Top-notch Jedi. How many of you want to join me in being top-notch Jedi? Not just sit there, get spoon-fed everything the government tells me. You really want to get spoon-fed? Come on, guys. You don't want to get spoon-fed. Listen to me. I know. A lot of people, they have listened to this live for the past 30 years. Something which is an industrial age value. You go to school to get an good education so you can get a good job. I'm going to tell you how my granddad taught me, how he raised me. Sit here, boy, I want to talk to you. None of these kids would talk to me. He said, James, you're smart. So what I say, I want you to follow if you don't mind. He said, you go to school so you can get a good education so you can be your own man. He knew I had it in me. He knew that I had blindness. And that some people would discount me for that. But he also knew that I had the, he knew that I had the cojones to fight for what was right for me. Because here's the thing. I was so sickly and so frail. So after my last hospitalization as a child when I was 11 years old, my grandfather, sensing my will to fight, I spent a lot of summers, a lot of weekends with him. Except for, the last year of his life, except for a week here and there, a weekend here and there. And let me tell you something. That man raised me to fight. And if you want to live the strenuous life, you need to have a fighting spirit. I will sit there and fight around and hope the government will take care of me. I'm sorry, but nearly 35 years, what I've discovered, they don't take care of you enough. Not the way it should be. So you know what? Take care of yourself. Empower yourself. The leaders in my church back in the 70s warned about what it was going to be like to be on the dole. And when I joined the church and learned that that was their position, then it became my position. I can understand if some people, through no fault of their own, okay, my best friend who has his own podcast on this network, okay, he's declared his work to be God's work because he kind of has a double whammy. He has a terrible back, and he has bipolar disorder. So that's a double whammy as far as physical labor, and to some degree, no offense, working with people. So he needs his government benefits. I myself, caseworkers, counselors, all these people knew that I had potential to someday get off the benefits. And you know what? I'm going to try. In 2023, I'm going to try my dangest. And I ask you guys, okay? Are you going to sit back living the doctrine of ignoble ease when you can step up and do so much more? Can you do that? Or are you going to make the step and live the strenuous life and be what God has called you to be? Commercial break, guys. Sorry. Hey, Otis, what's going on? Couple of goats died. Why don't you hop over to the Little Big Ranch in Midkiff, Texas? They might be able to sell you some of the best goats that you could need. Are you serious? He said, these people are homegrown, Otis. They'll steal you right and get you some of the best goats that you could ask for. All right, there. I think we'll take care of that. Little Big Ranch. Thanking God for the good of the land. Sorry about that, but, on my shows, if I see a company that's in need of monetizing, or if it's one that I'm personally looking into getting involved in, then I'm going to try to monetize it any way I can. That's another way, I think, to get off the system. You get into a buddy system of accountability, a mastermind, if you will, where you hold each other accountable, but it's also, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Okay? You're pouring into each other's dreams. And what a better thing to do? Seriously. It's awesome. You want to be awesome? You want to have this awesome time? I know you do. Now, here's the blessing. I'm not saying that everybody can get off benefits. I'm aware of those who they know they can't. They don't desire anymore. I'm not picking up those that know that. Because I know people that are in that position. I myself, I know I'm capable of more. Because I was raised in part by a grandfather who taught me the gentlemanly way, where I know I am capable to know more. Okay, and so that's something to look at, and something we can grow and appreciate it, okay? So with that, I hope that this blesses you in so many ways. Stay tuned for part 2. Now, I hope you enjoy listening to the Strenuous Life Radio. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, become a part of the Strenuous Life Radio family. This is Jimmy Hendricks saying until next time, don't just sit there and take it. Build your dreams so you can take it. Do what others don't so you can be what others won't. And do what others won't so you can have what others can't. And remember this, think strong, live strong, and live the strenuous life. God bless each and every single one of you. Love you.